record again. Okay, so now we're recording. We're doing 9.3, categorical data and conditional probabilities. There's a formula that goes with conditional probability. Conditional probability is the probability of something happening given that there's some other thing that must be true or some condition has to be met. And there's a kind of a weird formula that goes with it. I'm going to kind of cross that off. You really don't need it for the SAT. What you do want to make sure is you know how to read the tables and answer the questions for what they ask from those tables. So, for example, you know, we are in a presidential election year, and hopefully, if you're interested, you know, there's a Democrat National Convention. It was really good last night if you had a chance to check it out. And if you are old enough to vote by November, do vote. So those are under the age of 40. I guess they polled a bunch of people. Apparently they polled 300 people. So those are under the age of 40, 84 Democrats, 60 Republicans, and 147 polled people under the age of 40 were polled. 153 people over the age of 40 were polled. 60 happen to be Democrat, 93 happen to be Republican, and then they have the totals of Democrats and Republicans, right? If you wanted to, you could calculate the percentages. You could do 84 out of 300 or 63 out of 300, and these are the percentages. And as you would expect, all the percentages should add up to 100%. But not necessarily. You know, we could just sort of just look at the table here and answer the questions. So here, this is how people voted on a proposition. Those who voted for it, those who voted against it, those who didn't have an opinion on it. Or I guess what they're going to do, I guess. Will they vote for it? Will they vote against it? They don't have an opinion. And I guess 400 people were polled, people in 2 different regions, East and West regions. And the first question, what's the probability that a randomly chosen person has no opinion? Well, obviously all the people have no opinion is 35. And there's 400 people we polled. So boom, 35 out of 400, easy peasy. Next, we have to read very carefully though. What's probably a randomly selected chosen person is from East, given that he or she voted for so given that she's voted for proposition, only looking at people who vote for proposition. Of those people, it's 194 people. How many were from the East? 90. So it's 90 out of 90, 194. Don't overcomplicate it. What was given? That you're only looking at people who voted for Proposition A, so only focus on these people. We don't care about this. So you just gotta stay very focused and look at the words. Or here, was the probability that a random chosen person voted against Proposition A and is from the West, okay? So you gotta be from the West and you gotta vote against it. So it's 96 people out of 400. There you go. So it's not that hard. You just gotta read very, very carefully. So this table corresponds to all 5 of these problems. Actually, I'm just going to put you guys in groups right now and just have you guys. Actually, let's do this. We'll do this as a collective, as a class, and then I'll put you guys in groups for these 8 problems here. And then when we come back, we'll have wrapped this up. So we probably won't do any extra work on top of this because I've been taking my sweet little time here, which is always a good thing. Okay, so I'll kind of just, you know, I'll call on whoever I see in my roster here. So Alexa, I see you, so I'll have you help me out. What is the probability that a randomly chosen faculty member is a female given that she's from the biological sciences? So obviously I'm only going to focus on the biological sciences, and it has to be a female. So what do you think my probability would be here, Alexa?
15 out of 25.
There you go, that's it. And if this were a free response question, you could put a decimal, you know, you could put like a, or you could reduce it, you know, like 3/5, 0.6. They typically put these in the calculator portion of the SAT, the calculator, the one where calculator is allowed, because, you know, sometimes it might help to have a calculator, but, okay, but thank you, Alexa, that's good. Okay, so Alexa, I see you next. What is the probability that a randomly chosen faculty member is a male or from social science? So it could be one or the other. So male or so focusing on all this, but also all this. So first of all, how many males were surveyed?
So there's 55 total males.
And how many social sciences were surveyed?
36.
However, there's an overlap, right? This is why it's a little tricky. There are 19 who did both. And now that 19 has been double counted, right? Because that 19 was counted in the first group and also counted in the second group. So you're gonna have to subtract by 19. And because you're just finding this probability for this whole survey, you divide by 108. So just make sure you subtract by the overlap. That's the takeaway. When you see the word or, and there's an overlap between the two groups, make sure you subtract. Find the total males, find the total social science, fine, but make sure you remove it, the overlap. That's important. And so whatever that is, that would be your answer. Okay, Grace, I see you next. Was it probably that a randomly chosen faculty member is a female from education department or a male? So female education or male social sciences. So let's look at female education. How many people would be a female and education, Grace?
21.
And how many would be, now my short-term memory sucks, how many would be male and social sciences?
19.
So just add them up. 21 plus 19 is 40. And you divide by, and it's out of 108 people. So there you go.
And you don't have to subtract anything from that?
No, there's no overlap because those are two different scenarios, right? Like, and they didn't overlap at all, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so in this case, we got very specific. Again, you're just locating them and then, giving the probability. Brandon, I see you next. Was the probability that randomly chosen faculty members from biological sciences given, so you see the word given that the faculty members are males. So only focusing on males and it has to be a member of biological. So what's the probability that we get someone who's bio, given that we're only looking at males?
Would it be 10 out of 55?
There we go. That's it. That's simple. So yeah, so now you're looking at a subset, right? Not looking at 108 people, we're looking at 55. Of those 55, 108. Sorry, of those 55, 10 is what I want, because that's 10 biological sciences. Good. Okay, and then oh, looks like we lost some people. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'll do the fifth one for you guys, and then I'll just let you guys kind of work on the next 8. So for 5, for biological science and education faculties combined, 1/6 of the females, 1/4 of the male. Faculties are associate professors, okay? If a person randomly chosen from these two departments, was it probably that faculty member is an associate professor? Okay, so for the biological and education faculties, 1/6 of the females. So there's 36 females in that group. And it said that 1/6 of them are associate professors. So that's 6. And 1/4 of the males in this group, it's also 36 people. So it's 15 associate professors we got. And I think, was that what they're asking for? Oh, what is probably the faculty member? So I think you just divide by the total then. Oh, right, from those two departments. So from those two departments, you have 72 people. And of those 72 people, 15 were associate professors. So there we go. And I think that's the answer. You probably reduce it, yeah, 5 out of 24. Okay, so this is good. So I'll kind of just put all 4 of you guys in a breakout room, I guess. So I'll have you guys work on 1 through 8. And actually, we'll just do pairs. I'll pair you guys up. So yeah, so you just do 1 through 8. I'll give you guys about 12 minutes, and we'll come back and wrap it up.